Outstanding. All right. So here we are. We're at this point we're on the landing page for the Power BI app. And just to kind of recap, what we've done is we have VPN servers running Windows Server routing and remote access in our environment. I have 5 of them deployed in my test lab here. And we've installed the agent, configured the agent, and so those servers are now talking to Azure, uploading their data to storage. I've installed the Power BI app from Power On Platforms, and now I'm here on my landing page. I've imported my data. There's a bit of work you have to do to get that done. But once you get here, this is your landing page, and this is kind of the overview, the 10,000-foot level view of your platform or of your implementation. So I'm going to call your attention to a couple of things here. So in the VPN server configuration overview, you'll see you just get a nice general overview of things like, your server health status and the connectivity. This is critically important here is the addressing status. If you run out of IP addresses, it's not going to be a happy day for your clients. And so this gives you an idea if we're having any issues with that, especially if you're using DHCP. If there's problems there, they will show up. If there's any issues with services, you'll know about that. And then finally, a couple more things here. This is our basically our available spare connections, or the percentage of spare connections that are available. In other words, this is really helpful from a capacity planning standpoint and a resource utilization standpoint to understand, at what capacity is this? If this is, obviously, I don't have a lot of clients in my test lab here, and I have 6 servers, or 5 servers. But in a real environment, this would look very much different. And when you start to see these pushing 20 and 10%, that gives you the insight to be able to add additional resources. Maybe that's provisioning more CPU and memory to handle the increased number of ports, maybe increasing the size of your address pools and so forth. Also, and I think this is the bane of always-on VPN administrators everywhere, is certificate health status. So certificates are the number one source of outage for always-on VPN customers. I will get at least 1 to 2 almost every week for a customer who's having an outage, who's had an expired certificate because they weren't monitoring or managing that. Now with this solution, no excuses. You'll be able to come in here and see that all of our certificates are healthy, and we can actually drill down a little bit more and get granular too. And we'll take a look at that here in just a bit. So we have some additional information here about our client connections, the current connections per server. This is really helpful just to get an idea of what the utilization is. You don't want to be caught, blind and not have enough resources to support the number of users you expect. And so all of this is really good. High level stuff about the number of maximum current connections that you're seeing, active connections, and importantly the available connections. Anytime these numbers are pushing down towards the low double digits, or even maybe triple digits, depending on how large your organization is, you probably want to take a look at that and address that very quickly.